special guest commentator today, right along ringside, Rogers from B95, and also I think many of the wrestling fans all around the area know you as the arena voice of CWA Wrestling. We're very glad to have you with us here today.
Glad to be here, and I've been looking forward to this. Good to be on Best Wrestling in the World, Championship Wrestling.
All right, very good. All around the territory, we'll be taking a look today at some big names in the CWA. Master of Pain will be here. More to say about him later. Also, Humongous will be here. Jeff Jarrett, the Mason-Dixon connection. And we will be telling you about the brand new unified world champion. The man who has the belt right now, and here comes, boy, we don't need him. Ronnie P. Gossett. We're not getting up this hour. We're taking care of the business here, Ronnie P. Gossett.
Let me tell you something. You may have a brand new champion, but he's not going to be able to defend the belt for a long time because he's out of commission thanks to Ronnie Gossett. Jerry Lawler's gone. Ronnie Gossett is back, and I'm not leaving this set so you humanoids can just shut up. I am back, so move it over.
I don't think we need you out. I don't think we need you out here, and we
need some room here.
We've got to take a break right now, and
Same to you, buddy.
Certainly hope you'll be gone when we come back.
We'll take a break when I tell you to take a break. We'll take a break.
Unfortunately, Ronnie P. Gossett IV, who has horned his way in here. I do want to kind of recap the situation in case you haven't heard. The King regained the unified world title in a match earlier this week. He had to beat a bunch of folks to do it, though.
He didn't beat anybody.
He certainly did. First, he had to defeat Samurai, then Mr. Devastation, and then P.Y. Chuhai. Finally, then, he got a shot at the Master of Pain, defeated him, and regained the unified world title. He had to beat 3 guys to do it. Then he got a shot at Ronnie P. Gossett.
Look what happens to him, though. He got enough of Ronnie Gossett to last him a lifetime.
You do watch what happens as the Master of Pain and P.Y. Chuhai and this guy get involved after Lawler had already regained the belt. Take a look.
Now the Master of Pain, Lawler, he shifts the Master of Pain into the chair, and Gossett thinks that Lawler hit it. Look at Gossett. He thinks he did good. He did do good. Now he's saying, hey, what's wrong with you? What's happening? Lawler has nothing to do but cut 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, there's Gossett. Stomping Lawler. Gossett pouring it on Lawler. Lawler's hand rammed into the top turnbuckle twice and 3 times. Really pouring it on Lawler. Lawler staggers out. Yeah, Mr. Gossett, payback time in Memphis. Oh, boy. Master Pain. Holding Lawler as Gossett hammers him. Oh, boy. Here's P.Y. Chuhai, Kojo. Mr. Devastation. The Samurai Senshi. They are beating the stew out of Lawler. They're going to try to hurt him. I mean, yeah. They're going to try to hurt Lawler. They've got the kendo stick around Lawler's throat. P.Y. Chuhai off the top rope. Low blow. Right off. Lawler hurt. They're going to post Lawler. They post Lawler. Come on, guys. Boy, you can see the agony and pain on Lawler's face. Boy, they were literally trying to kill Lawler. Now John Paul. Eddie Marlin out. They roll Lawler very carefully on the stretcher.
I have seen disgusting things many, many times, I want to tell you, and that's one of the most disgusting things I ever saw. And then to have you sit here and laugh about it while the tape is being played again.
It cracks me up.
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous, and it takes all of you. You had a half dozen of you out there, and you grab Lawler and post him like that again and injure him. Lawler was injured. You were right about that.
He was injured.
Well, we're going to check on his condition right now.
We'll call a veterinarian and check on his condition.
Jerry right now with Dr. Salmon. Jerry?
There are instances where there are injuries that can be very severe, beyond what you think that you can handle. The most recent injury you've had, I think, is one that we need to talk about momentarily and remind you that I think on this one, listen to me once again. I don't want you to ignore this type of injury. This injury could have resulted in a shearing of your bladder, could have resulted in hemorrhage, could have resulted in operative surgical removal of tissue. For this one, I need for you to do one thing. I'm going to ask you to stay out of the wrestling for 30 days for this injury. This one is a little bit more. This is a shearing force. And for that, I want this to heal. And as good as you are and as amazing recuperative powers that you have, this is going to require a little bit of time.
Well, I feel good now. I mean, I don't
know you do.
Okay. I thank you. So, I mean, I remember the first day I met Dr. Salmons. He told me at that time, he said, look, I'll make a deal with you. I won't get into wrestling if you don't tell me how to do the doctoring business. And he's been right about everything that we've dealt with over the years, and I'm certain he's right about this. I'm not sure about the month. Now, that seems like a long time.
28 days.
Okay. All right. Let me just say this. This is the second time that I've gone through this situation, and I think that Ronnie Gossett, Samurai, Tojo, Phil Hickerson, the Master of Pain, all of these guys knew about the first time, and that was the reason for this injury. But I want to tell these guys one thing, and especially you, Ronnie Gossett. Now, he said I can go about normal activities, and that means that I could probably attend a wrestling match as long as I'm not wrestling, right?
That's true.
So I want to tell you something, Gossett. I'm going to be around the wrestling matches. And the thing about this situation is there's only going to be two people that know when he gives me a release date, and that's going to be myself and Dr. Salmons. And you're not going to know, Gossett, nor you, Master of Pain, nor you, Phil Hickerson, or Tojo, or Samurai. As I said, the only people that'll know is myself and Dr. Salmons. But when that date comes, I'm going to promise you this, Gossett, and all the rest of your little clan there. I've had to pay a visit to a hospital and doctor's office, and as I said, when my release date comes, the way you're going to know about it is you're going to be sitting here in one of these hospitals. And that's not a threat. That's not boasting. That's a strict promise from the king. And believe me, brother, I'm going to back it up.
Better watch yourself, Mr. Gossett.
Lawler looks like a little kid that didn't want to go to school. I used to get people to write me notes. Please let Fat Ronnie stay home today. That wimpy doctor he's got out there is a nitwit.
Tell you what, you better watch out for that petition, because I think Roger and I may be the first two to sign it after having to put up with you out here so far today. In the ring right now, Frankie, the Thumper Lancaster. Oh, coming in right now, Sylvia and Action Jackson.
Wait just a minute. What we need to do, this looks like a Lance Russell look-alike, and you're about as stale as a 6-month-old donut. Let's get some real class out here. Let's get Primetime Brian Lee. Come on, Primetime.
Brian Lee.
Come on.
Boy,
move it over where
all
you
we
sit down.
need.
Was that beautiful?
It was beautiful. All you have to do is sit here and look good, boy.
Brian Lee. Roger.
Tell him, Primetime.
Can you believe it?
Beautiful?
I know.
Beautiful.
Lawler's sitting there crying, and the good thing about it, I got $1,000 before we put him out.
Superb.
I like it.
Thought he was sitting next to this guy.
Brian, all you have to do for all these idiots out here, they don't have 10 teeth between all of them. All you have to do is sit here and just look good, and that's something you know how to do, Primetime.
You know, the stable is going to take this CWA over. There's one example, Jerry Lawler's out. Now the next time Jeff steps his little face around, it'll break his pencil neck.
That won't be hard to do because he's a geek anyway. And it won't be long till Robert Fuller will own this territory. It's rightfully his anyway.
That's right. The stud stable's taking over. Jarrett's been on that mountain too long.
It looks to me like Frankie Lancaster's doing a pretty good job against Action Jackson up here out of the stud stable.
Good job, but let him try it on prime time.
There's no way that Frankie Lancaster can beat Action Jackson. Surely you jest with that, Dave. How about that move?
That move, yeah. Look at Frankie go. Action Jackson finds himself on the mat. Then the armbar put on by Frankie Lancaster.
It's just a matter of time. The stable is in business, and I see you haven't learned anything, Dave Brown, since I've been away. You still got these negative comments. You don't recognize class. You don't recognize talent. You can't even call a wrestling match.
You recognize class, all right. And the class in that ring right now is the athlete Frankie Lancaster.
It'll be a pleasure.
Shut up while I'm talking. You stand there and hold the mic and do your job.
It's what he's trying to do.
That's what they do best, stand there. You got another one. You got Twiddledee and Twiddledum behind us.
Can we do anything to get rid of these guys?
I've got a petition going, but like I say, these idiots in Memphis can't write.
See that? Look at Action Jackson.
Action Jackson is a machine. And you've got the beautiful Sylvia at ringside, the Bo Derek of professional wrestling.
Why does she have to have the stick, Gossett?
It doesn't matter what she has to have the stick for. You don't have to ask questions. You just do your little instant commentating job. Now, you notice that illegal move from Frankie Lancaster?
I didn't see an illegal move. The illegal move I saw was Action Jackson with his fist doubled up.
That was a forearm, not a fist. Do you want these glasses?
First forearm I've seen with 4 fingers and a thumb.
Nice drop kick.
Look at Sylvia up on Sylvia's up on the apron.
Skyrocket.
Now where's he going? Brian Lee.
Time Brian Lee goes. You don't ask questions.
Hey, Gossett, if he's going to commentate, he's supposed to sit over here at the table. Not get up. Look at this. Look at this. He trips up Frankie Lancaster.
He did not trip him. He fell.
What's he doing?
He's not holding him down either, is he?
I don't see anything.
Oh, come on. Ridiculous display here once again from Ronnie P. Gossett.
A very good win and well-deserving for Action Jackson.
Brian Lee and Sylvia, gentlemen assist. Look at this. Lancaster goes after Brian Lee.
Now, you tell me that's fair, Dave Brown.
It's fair when the guy has just gotten you beat by holding you from outside. Certainly is.
Teach him a lesson, Brian.
Tell me that's fair. 2 against 1.
Yeah, that's great sportsmanship,
Got
Gossett.
Tracy Smothers.
He deserves
John
it.
Paul. That'll get things even up a
Now,
little
you
bit
look
here.
at this. You think this is fair?
Yeah, I certainly do. Well, Action Jackson is going to get the win here. 3 minutes, 10 seconds the time on it, due to all kinds of interference from outside, including from primetime Brian Lee.
What do you call this little trucking company in here? Mason-Dixon. What are they doing in here?
They
How about
came in to
Brian
help.
Lee and Sylvia? What were they doing in here? Why wasn't Sylvia in her chair?
We're going to take a break. We're going
You
to be
don't
back.
have to stay in a chair.
Ronnie, just give it a...
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. We want to remind you that tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be in Cannleton, Indiana, 3 p.m., right there at the high school gym. It's sponsored by the JCs. You're going to see Jeff Jarrett and Dutch Mantell at a big Renegade Cyclone Stampede match. Then this Wednesday, 8 p.m. at the Owensboro Sports Center, listen to this. A big CWA tag title match. The Mason-Dixon connection, Tracy Smothers, John Paul against the Master Payne. P.Y. Chuhai with Roddy P. Gossett IV. Lord Humongous in the ring against the Detroit Demolition. Then a big Tennessee stud shootout match. Robert Fuller, Dutch Mantell with Sylvia against Jeff Jarrett and Jimmy Golden. And with us right now, P.Y. Chuhai.
You know what you said? What it was the Mason Connect? Was it Mason-Dixon?
Mason-Dixon connection.
They ought to change it to the Candy Factory or something like that. Here you go. You got Tracy Snickers And John Paul would change his name to Peter Paul because the only thing he's got in his head is a bunch of mounds anyway. So that's the Candy team against the Master of Pain and the Master of Desire. Now, what more can I say to you that right here in Owensboro, it is going to be the end of the CWA titles because that's going to be the end of their little era. Because we're going to get in there and ain't nothing I like better than a big old Snickers bar and top it off with one of them Mounds bars, I'm going to tell you. So we're going to get in there, we're going to eat you up, baby. I mean, we're going to be chocolate flying everywhere. And after it's all over with, I'm going to walk out of that sticky stuff all over my boots and with the belt in my hand. So what more can I say there? Candy team.
Well, we'll see what the Mason-Dixon connection has to say about being a Candy team. Don't you dare miss it. This Wednesday, Owensboro Sports Center at 8 p.m. You know you want to be there. Also there, Jeff Jarrett, Jimmy Golden in the corner together. They're going to be going against Robert Fuller, Dutch Mantell with Sylvia. Lord Humongous and the Detroit Demolition. So don't miss all the exciting. It's going to be a lot in Owensboro Sports Center at 8.
Well, hopefully we can carry on here without any more interference from Gossett. Now with the music, means that man right here is on the way out. Dutch Mantell.
Sit down and do what you do naturally.
Got to conduct an interview.
Friends of mine, and I will conduct this interview. You just get back here and disappear. You let a pro handle it.
Watch yourself.
Go back there and talk to Tweedledum.
It ain't going to be very long, Ronnie, before I'm going to have you out here so the people can see the best commentator in America do his thing because we're just inches away right now from closing down the deal, baby. From the stud stable, Robert Fuller owning what his grandfather meant for him to have a long, long time ago. Jerry Lawler, the best news these people are cheering about, son, is that you're out of it.
Yeah.
And now comes next, baby, that I'm going to do something right now. For the upcoming matches, I want everybody to know I'm commemorating these upcoming matches as Jeff Jarrett's last night to wrestle, baby. Let's give the night to Jeff Jarrett when he steps in the ring. Because one thing's for sure, Jarrett, as soon as we beat you, boy, and as soon as we get you down and we put that head of yours right through that plywood in that ring, Daddy, and send your tail off to the hospital, Daddy's going to put his tail between his legs and he's going to run for it, baby. And Dutch, what about my doggone cousin Jimmy Golden?
Well, let me tell you, Jimmy Golden left here a few months ago because he said him and Robert had a problem. No, they had a problem. The problem was me. Because Jimmy Golden knew I was in here. I've never liked Jimmy Golden because he's a low-life, egg-sucking dog, just like Jeff Jarrett and just like Jerry Lawler. He's in a pod. And let me tell you one thing, Jimmy, when you lay with dogs, you're going to catch fleas. And you're laying with that Jeff Jarrett, so you should be scratching your brains out. Now, when you step in the ring with me and the stud here, and like he's just now said, we're only that far away from owning this company. And hit the takeover, and it may be a hostile takeover because Jerry Jarrett said, oh, Lord, I hope they don't get it. And Jeff's down crying and begging, talking to lawyers. And they think Jimmy Golden is going to be a saver for him. Well, he ain't going to save nothing because we're going to take him right on out. And, Robert, I told you a long time ago, what you need to do with Jimmy Golden is go ahead and whoop him like the dog he is and get rid of him because he held you back for 10 years. Yeah. For 10 years, Jimmy Golden held you back.
Let me expose him right now, Dutch. Let me expose him. I carried his tail in this ring for 10 years. I took you up and down the road, boy, in my car. I might as well have put you on my back and took you out to that ring and wrestled the matches for you to make your payoff. And it's over now because it all comes to me, Daddy, and you're going down hard. Let's take care of some meat here, Dutch.
Yeah, we got a match coming up here with Robert Fuller and Dutch Mantell stepping in the ring. And they are going to be going against a couple of young guys.
And now let's get some more class out here. Let's get the dirty white boy. Now, you need to scoot down. We're having nothing but class. Come out here.
You can sit by, Gossett. I don't want to sit by.
Come on over here, dirty white boy.
No,
it's good to have class out here, you know.
It's a pleasure to be out here with class. You know, I've heard that there's a new owner in the CWA by the name of Robert Fuller, the Tennessee Stud. Well, you know, it's been a long time coming because of Jarrett sold this territory years ago, as everyone well knows. And Jeff Jarrett, can you believe this Jeff Jarrett kid? He's just like his old man. He's a gutless, nothing-happening individual that never was and never will be. And as far as Jerry the King Lawler, hey, I've gotten in the ring when I've had busted arms, my head busted open. hey, that never stopped me from a commitment.
That's the difference between a man like you, Dirty White Boy, and a wimp like Jerry Lawler.
Exactly. You know, I'm sitting back here looking at Dave Brown. You know, Dave, the reason I'm out here today is the Tennessee Stud's taking a good look at me for commentating, because you may be out of a job.
I've got to laugh about that.
Well, you may be out of a job, too. And as far as Calhoun's concerned, he's history, baby.
Calhoun should have been replaced a long time ago. I don't know where they got this announcer that...
Roger, they've got a long way to go before they take over, let me tell you.
Because they know exactly how to beat somebody up, and that's kind of like my style. I like it.
They are a fine-tuned machine. Look at them.
Woo! Kick him, Robert! See, I told Robert pull that move right there. Oh, absolutely. Look at that stomp. Turn out the lights, the party's over, baby.
Exactly right.
It's just like they say in the barber shop. Next!
Well, that's the match.
To have had you out here.
Oh, it's a pleasure being here, Mr. Gossett. And Dave, maybe we can find you a job, maybe sweeping up or something with you and your buddy back here.
I appreciate that, Dirty White Boy, and Mr. Gossett.
I don't know where they
much.
got this guy. Did you used to work for the Gospel Mission down the street?
Where did G work? Where did G used to work, Gossett?
Minute 37 seconds was the time on the match. The win goes to Robert Fuller and Dirty White Boy. We didn't even get to tell you who they were wrestling, Alan Yates and David Elder. But again, a minute 37 and a victory for the Stud Stable. Back with more of CWA Championship Wrestling in a moment.
Over what I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling with a reminder that tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. we're going to be in Kettleton, Indiana, right there at the gym, sponsored by the JCs. Jeff Jarrett, Dutch Mantell, right there at a big Renegade Cyclone Stampede match. Then this Wednesday, 8 p.m., Owensboro, Kentucky, at the Owensboro Sports Center. The Mason-Dixon Connection putting up the belts against the Master of Pain, P.Y. Chuhai and Roddy P. Gossett IV.
That's right, Roger. We're going to be in Owensboro. You know, Phil, P.Y. Chuhai and the Master of Pain, they just hurt Jerry Lawler, put him out of wrestling maybe for good. Now, guys, you're rough, you're tough, and you're hard to bluff, but you ain't got the bluff on us. We got something that you want very badly, and that's the CWA Tag Team titles. You come to Owensboro, and you try to get them, guys. You come out here, and you holler and scream, and you do everything you want. The bottom line is, pal, we're the champs, and you're not. We'll see you in Owensboro.
All right, and also we're going to have a big Tennessee Stud shootout match. Jeff Jarrett, Jimmy Golden, Robert Fuller, Dutch Mantell with Sylvia, and more.
The huge team at 604 pounds of P.Y. Chuhai, Phil Hickerson, and the Master of Pain, the two guys who hurt Jerry Lawler in that match, or after the match in which he regained the world title. Dutch Mantell out here again. Well, I can't believe how fortunate we've been all day today. Waiting for a signal from referee Jerry Calhoun.
Yeah, I just come out here just to add my insight on everything that's going on here. The Master of Pain, an animal, a machine, stepping in there with P.Y. Chuhai, my good friend, and I believe before this match is over, these two guys here may be sucking soup through a straw. Now, we've been talking about this, but it's not going to take long now. The Stud Stable, which includes Robert Fuller, Dutch Mantell, P.Y. Chuhai, and Mr. Gossett, we're all in this together. It's a big takeover, and it's going to happen here. It's going to happen in short order. The King is out, the big kingpin of them all. He's out of action, and we got one more to go, and that's little Jeffrey Jarrett. I don't think he's going to present too much of a problem. And when it's over, I'm going to tell you, Mr. Webb, you're sitting here, and also you, Mr. Dave Brown, you may be out of a job, because I don't think we're entirely pleased with the job y'all been doing out here on this program. And unless your production picks up just a little bit, you may be considered for unemployment. Now, I know you guys don't want to hear that.
We've had a lot of people out here today threatening to take our jobs, and the fact remains...
But, hey, I think you do a pretty good job. I'm saying the committee, the stable, may vote to vote you out, and I can't hold you in there. Dave, you know, we got history. And Mr. Webb,
your committee is going to vote us out.
Now, let's talk about this match here. This Master of Pain, who is responsible. He is responsible for putting Jerry Lawler out of professional wrestling. And like Mr. Gossett said before, he had a doctor. Lawler had a doctor talking. He's going to be out 30 days. No, he's going to be in a lot longer than 30 days. But I think he's going to use that as an excuse a year from now, saying, well, I'm going to come back. But, you know, I can't quite. I'm still hurt. That's what he's going to say. And as far as Jimmy Golden is concerned, Jimmy Golden, I'm going to take you, boy, and I'm going to whoop you like you stole a government mule. And along with Jeff Jarrett with him. And that's the way you treat guys. That's the way you treat guys who stand in the way of a goal. See, businessmen know about setting a goal, and if anything stands in their way, they just get rid of it, just like yesterday's garbage, and that's what happened exactly right here. Mr. P.Y. Chuhai and Mr. Master of Pain, they need to be congratulated on their excellent, excellent match they had out here. So, guys, I'm going to leave you with it, and I hope you can pick up on that, on the announcing part of this.
Thank you very much, Dutch. We certainly appreciate having you here to commentate with your version of what went on here today. And now here's Gossett coming back. Boy,
CWA Tag Team Champions, Phil Hickerson and the Master of Pain.
Well, they won here today. There's no doubt about it. Do want to tell you, though, about kind of recap what went on here last week. Ronnie, come on. I know there's not enough room in the studio for you here, but leave us alone if you don't mind. Robert Fuller had Nick Goulas on tape, and Nick seemed to kind of back up what Robert said. He said Jerry Jarrett stole the CWA territory from him and all of that sort of thing. Jeff had Jimmy Golden. Jimmy Golden volunteered. He said, I am a Welch, as is Robert Fuller, and I know what went on, and I know what's been going on, and I know that everybody was happy. Also, this week, Ms. Woods sent this newspaper account which occurred during all of that, and it backs up everything that Jimmy Golden and Jeff Jarrett have been saying for the last few weeks and exactly what happened there. And if you'd like to take a look at that, you will just find exactly what I have just said there. Now,
1948
was not 1948. During that interview, though, in which Jeff had Jimmy Golden out here, Robert Fuller came out and said, hey, what's going on? Let's join it at that point right here and remind you of kind of what happened last week.
You, man, did you lose your brains? Have you gone somewhere and lost your brains? Maybe the Alabama River flooded over down there and high water got into your head or something, because you're not thinking. You're out here telling lies, boy, and you know good and well they're lies. How come you bring him out here to try to stir up my family?
Don't come out here and insult me and call me a liar.
Let me tell you something. You know better. If you're going to come out here and meddle in my business, you should have thought of that before you dropped that belt. Before we had to give the belts up, son. You should have thought of it a long time ago. You're a bare-faced liar, or you wouldn't be out here meddling what is my family's business. I told you what I want. If you come out here... We're cousins. Ain't no sense in fighting. Listen, hell, we're cousins, and we've been cousins for a long time. Get in here.
Oh, come on, Robert. Mantell nailing Jeff Jarrett. Well, you saw Robert grab Jimmy Golden and ran him right into the ring post there. Jimmy Golden said, I'm going to be at the arenas. I'm going to be there, and I am going to be looking for Robert Fuller. He said, I'm not going to call a promoter out here. I'm not going to call Eddie out here. I'm not going to ask that the match be booked. I'm not going to ask that the card be changed or anything like that. Let me just tell you, is what he said. I will be at the arenas, and I will be looking for Robert Fuller, trying to get at him any way I can. Well, later in the week, there was a match which was going on between the Mason-Dixon Connection against Robert Fuller and Brian Lee, and here's what happened. Wasn't through yet. Later, there was a match between Jeff Jarrett and Dutch Mantell, and take a look at what happened.
Jimmy Golden stops the 3 count. Oh, boy, look. Bam! Jimmy Golden. Oh, look at Fuller and Golden tied up. You talking about a family feud. Here's Jarrett over. He grabs Mantell. Bam! With a big run. Down goes Mantell. Golden and Fuller really tying it up.
After all the smoke had cleared there, Jimmy asked Jeff Jarrett and Eddie Marlin if they would come out, and he wanted to talk to them, and here's what transpired there.
I want you to know something that you got to do. One thing I found out when we was in our differences
is that you had just a little bit of a soft spot or a little bit of a backward part about you that you got to forget about, because we are going to be against some low-life, rotten backstabbers that get down and dirty, brother, and that's what you got to do. I know how they think. I know how they live, especially you, Robert Fuller, and I know how to beat you, boy, and that's what I want to do, Jeff, and I'm asking you now to be my partner. Eddie, you give us the match, brother. We're going to finish it. We'll put them down. I know how to do it. You follow me, son, and we'll take care of it. What do you think?
Yes, sir. Eddie's a sign.
Jeff, if you're willing to take him on as a partner and both of y'all agree to it, I'll be glad to sign the match. So if it's agreeable to both of y'all.
Robert Fuller, I want to say something to you. This guy's by my side. For the past 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I've been fighting it on my own. But now I got somebody that hates your stinking guts just as bad as I do. And let me tell you something, Jimmy. If you think I got a soft spot, well, I'm going to take that thought right out of your mind. If you're going to gouge one eye out, I'll take the other one out, brother. And I guarantee you, I'm going to fight fire with fire. And I guarantee you, I'm going to take that thought completely out of your mind. And we're going to kick their stinking butts all over this building next week.
That's what you got to do. We can do it because I know how to do it. I know how you think, Fuller, boy. And I'm going to make you pay for the things you've been saying about me and the rest of our family and this man's family right here. We're going to do it down and dirty with you all night long, boy. Come on down.
The match is signed. The match is signed, brother.
Here he comes right now, Jeff Jarrett.
That is the biggest pump in the wrestling business. The way the poll shows Jeff Jarrett as the biggest pump.
You are wrong, sir. It shows him as the CWA champion. He's going to be going against Reddy today. Boss Winter will be in the corner of Reddy. That's always a dangerous sign. Jeff will be going in a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Jerry Calhoun, the referee. Roger Webb joining me here at ringside today. Roger, join me in the commentary here, and let's see if we can keep Mr. Gossett from saying too much.
Let's see if we can do it. Jeff Jarrett, and they tie it up. Nice hip toss, and over goes Reddy. Jeff Jarrett, very quick. Good move.
Very quick. He had hold of the guy's tights.
They didn't touch the guy's tights. Tied up again, and he hooks the arm, and over goes Reddy into an arm bar. Jeff Jarrett well in command of the match. Now they're both back up. Jarrett drops down with an elbow on top of the arm, scoops Reddy up, body slams him hard.
Hey, I'm just slamming Mr. Johnson if I get full of tight.
That's what I'm telling this idiot over here. He can't see either. He's just like Dave Brown, the blind leading.
Reddy with Jarrett now reversed into the corner. Reddy. Jarrett over. Count of 1, 2, 3.
He got it.
Jarrett wins it.
Into another one.
Jeff Jarrett gets the victory here, and there was no tight pulling, no hair pulling or anything by Jeff Jarrett. Just a very determined young man. No soft spot showing there, I tell you. Jeff Jarrett totally in control, totally in command, and in 1 minute even, he defeats Reddy. Boss Winter's unhappy about it, but that's the way it is as Jeff Jarrett gets the victory. We'll be back with more of CWA Championship Wrestling in a moment. Stepping into the ring, and I can tell you what, you know, usually we tell you that anything can happen in a wrestling match and not to count a wrestler out until the last count of 3 is fallen. But you can, Roger, we can almost just put this one in the book for Lord Humongous right here.
Yeah, Humongous.
You tell me an ordinary man can be this strong?
Oh, Humongous lifted him like a sack of potatoes, no problem.
Look at that. He nails Boss Winters, too, knocks him down on the floor. And the crowd says, yeah, more.
Now look at this.
Got him up on the shoulder. Lord Humongous.
Airplane spin.
Yeah, just throws him across the ring, still spinning. Drops with a knee, count of 2, count of 3. It's over. 45 seconds of action. And Lord Humongous has just annihilated Boss Winter's ruff here. And Boss, too, as Boss got hit in the head when he tried to interfere. No, you're not. You interfered, though, Boss.
Let me get around here. I'm going to interview a real man.
Detroit Demolition, I want to know what's going on. It looks like you're building something here with all this stuff you guys have brought out just before this match here. What's going on, Gossett?
Demolition. You see this? This is just a warm-up for all you idiots. I want you to look.
Man, in wrestling, possibly the world, and some of the things I didn't see me crumble those bricks like that.
I certainly did.
Okay. What do you want to show me?
What are you doing?
I want you to look at this, you idiots. Get a look over here.
If he's got a nail, Detroit Demolition has a nail.
Let me use a foul here. Think I'm going to have trouble with it.
All right, all right.
What are you hitting the nail with his forehead?
What about that, Ronnie?
Oh, goodness.
Huh?
I can't believe it. Look at this.
Well, that did it.
Look at this. Look at this, you morons. Can any of you do this? Look at this. Take a look at this, Dave Brown. Keep that for a souvenir.
All right. I got to admit, that's...
I certainly do.
Boy, that's strong. Drive a nail through a board. Come on, anybody can break a board.
Can you do 2 boards? 2 boards. Come on. Let me see you do 2. Can you do 2, Demo?
2 inches thick.
2 inches thick. All right, Demo, let me see. All right, look at that. But can you do 3, Demo? Can you do 3? Now, 3's a lot of boards, Demo. Can you do 3?
I'll tell you what. If there's anybody can do, 3 inches of boards is a lot of boards there, Ronnie. I'll tell you what I will do. If anybody can do 3 boards, I'll admit that they beat me on this. But I can take these right here. Come on. Bust it over my head, Ronnie. Come on.
You see that?
Anybody follow me on that thing?
He's tough. He's got a hard head, that's for sure.
You won't have any challenges. You have convinced me, and I know you have convinced these idiots. There's your souvenir.
I'm not going to challenge. I'm sure not going to try to drive a nail into the board with my head.
He runs around here is claiming he's the world champion.
You are the strongest man in professional wrestling. No doubt.
They have a challenge here.
Now, look at this idiot. What's he doing out here?
Lord Humongous answering the challenge, it looks like. He's challenged anybody to break 3 boards. He's broken 2.
He broke 3 boards.
Anybody to break 3.
Now, what can you do?
Ooh.
Hey.
Breaks them all.
Hey. Come on, Demo.
5 or 6
That
boards.
goof is on every kind of steroid made. He's on it. Get back. He's on everything. That's why he's got all that strength. Get one of those rods. Show him the steel rod, the iron rod, Demo. Look at this now. Now, how do you like that? Let me see if you can do that. See if you can bend these. Can you bend them?
2? I don't know. That's what they want to see.
Hey.
Is this incredible?
Demo now. Don't let him upset you.
He might be big and strong, but I'll tell you what, I'm tougher. I don't think you got too much guts on that little waistline you got. You want to see some power? Somebody can take a punch right here? That's me. Come on, Ronnie. I'll show you what I can do right here. You ever seen anybody get run over by a car? You
No.
ever seen anybody jump from 6 foot in the air in somebody's gut, right? With both
Never.
feet? All right.
Never.
Watch this, big boy.
Now you watch this.
Come on, Ronnie.
I don't know.
Somebody out here to do it. Come on, let's get this.
Oh, he wants somebody out here to do what? To jump off the top rope? I don't fully understand this challenge here. But so far, every challenge that Detroit Demolition has come up with, Lord Humongous has beaten. He's gone in at least one better, and in case of the boards, he went about 4 better than he did.
Come on, you moron, get in here. We'll give you the chance. Can you get in these ropes?
One of the fans, Gossett's going to have one of the fans.
Get out here, right down here. I want all you people to watch
He's
this.
going to have him jump off the top rope. I think that's what he's saying. He wants him to jump off the top rope.
That's what it appears. At least he's got shoes right in the gut.
Yeah, he does. Has shoes on.
Show him, Demo. Get up there.
What takes courage to do that? Yeah. Boy, I don't think I'd even stand up on the ropes. All right, he's braced himself up there. Now Detroit Demolition lies down near the corner. All right, Demolition says, come on, jump.
Now,
Jumps
you
down
see
right
this?
on his stomach.
You see this feat? Never before.
Well,
Never before.
That's
you
powerful.
See that? Now, let's see you do that, Steroid King. Can you do that? Can you do that? No way. He can't do that. He can't do it. That's right. The only man in professional wrestling that can do that. You can't do it. The strongest, the toughest.
Lord Humongous again answering the... Look out from behind.
Boy, yeah, that's...
Demolition picks up a brick.
Yeah, laugh, Roddy. Yeah,
There you go,
great
Gossett.
sportsmanship.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gossett, everybody you're affiliated with has that kind of attitude. Jump him from behind, hit him with a brick on the back of the head when he was doing a sportsmanlike thing and answering a challenge. All right, now Demolition climbs up on the top rope, springs off on Lord Humongous, who's lying there in the ring. Yeah, we see him after you've hit him with a brick in the back of the
big,
back of the neck.
Humongous, Dave Brown. He don't look so big and bad now.
He was jumped from behind by Detroit Demolition, who hit him with a brick. And you encourage the whole thing here, and you think that's just fine to do that,
That's
right?
fine. He got exactly what he deserved. You never underestimate Ronnie Gossett.
Here comes some
and
help
Demolition.
For Lord Humongous. A couple of the guys going to help him out of the ring and back in the back.
They need to help him out. That's exactly what he deserves.
Well, does need some help. Try to get back up on his feet, and then...
I've got a phone call back here, Dave.
All right. Don't blame you.
Boy, the getting is good.
I hope you're on the phone for a week or two, and we don't have to put up with you anymore. Oh, Humongous coming back. There he goes. He's going out the same way the Demolition just left, looking for him. We'll try to stay with him if the camera can stay with him here.
Gossett, I wish he would have stayed around.
Well, apparently, Roger, apparently you didn't find him there. Here he comes back in the studio. I don't know. Demolition went that way toward the dressing room, and Humongous headed right for it. Guy Coffin?
Oh, he got a car, took off.
He's gone? Went out of the building? Humongous Humongous headed for the parking lot now. Yeah, there, I just saw him. I saw Demolition getting in the car. There, Humongous rocking the car there, but Demolition, there he goes. He's out of here. He's gone. All right. Wow, we'll take a break here. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. We want to remind you that tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m., we're going to be in Cannleton, Indiana, right there at the high school gym. It's sponsored by the JCs. You're going to see Jeff Jarrett and also Dutch Mantell in the ring and a big Renegade Cyclone Stampede match. Then this Wednesday, 8 p.m. at the Owensboro Sports Center, listen to this card. A CWA tag title match. The Mason-Dixon Connection, Tracy Smothers, John Paul in the ring against the Master Payne. P.Y. Chuhai and Roddy P. Gossett IV at ringside. Lord Humongous against the Detroit Demolition. Then Robert Fuller, Dutch Mantell with Sylvia, will be in the ring against Jeff Jarrett, Jimmy Golden, in a big Tennessee stud shootout match, guys.
That's right, Roger, and all that's happening Wednesday night. But before I talk about Wednesday night, I want to go back about 2 weeks. Now, Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden called me up. I didn't call him. He called me up and said, Robert's been talking about the family name, and I want to come down and clear things up. And that's exactly what he did, Robert. But no, you got to come out there. Because you know why, Robert? The truth hurt. The truth hurt that you knew that the family business had been bought out. It hadn't been stolen. Well, this Wednesday night, we're going to settle up a few more things, and it's time for myself and Jimmy Golden to have a little payback, and it's going to happen in Owensboro right there.
We're going to get it, brother. Let me tell you something about Robert. You hit the nail on the head right there when you said the truth hurt. The truth is tearing him apart. And I'm going to tell you one thing, one bad mistake that you made, Robert. You've cut a lot of people. You've backstabbed a lot of people, boy. But you come down and you started knocking our family, and you backstabbed me and run my head into that corner post. I'm going to tell you what, we're going to finish this family dispute when we get to Owensboro. Jeff and myself is going to take you and Dutch Mantell. We're going to give you a real good wrestling lesson, boys. We're going to mop up the ring with you. You be ready for a fight when you get there, Fuller.
Well, the fireworks are going to be in Owensboro Sports Center. That's this Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Well, things are partially cleaned up here after all the action, the display of strength from both Demolition and Humongous. Of course, Demolition jumps in the car and left as Humongous was looking for him. Eddie caught up with the Mason-Dixon connection. Eddie Marlin did earlier in the week, and talked to them a little bit about the Cyclone Stampede coming up. And they were out at Tracy's Farm in Springfield, Tennessee. And here's what they had to say about all that action that's going to be happening soon.
I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of money involved with it.
$10,000.
And there could be some paybacks involved. Hopefully that we get in the ring and Robert Fuller and his crew will be in there at the same time that we're there.
Well, when you talk about payback, you know, each wrestler draws the number 1 through whatever amount of wrestlers on the card that night. And, you know, number 1 and number 2 will start it off, and then every minute another wrestler will go to the ring. Now, let me ask you, Tracy, what if number 1 and number 2 happens to be number 1 Tracy and number 2 John Paul?
Well, Eddie, I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. I'd rather it be number 1 me and number 2 that stinking no-good Robert Fuller. You know, there's a lot of different things that can happen in this stampede. It's the luck of the draw, really.
Right.
John, I could start, and it could be the next 3 guys could be 3 members of the stud stable, and boy, that would be, you know, that'd be pretty bad situation right there. But then again, it could be myself number 1, John Paul number 2, Jeff Jarrett number 3, with one of them stud stable members in there, then be 3-on-1. Now, they're used to tripling up and getting 4-on-1 on them. It could be the other way around, Eddie. But one thing's for sure, it's $10,000 goes to the winner.
Yep.
You can wear anything you want. You can do anything you want, and you can bring anything you want. If I want to take my belt off and I want to bust somebody over the head, that's fine. If I want to take a rock right here and bring it over the ring and bust one of those stinking stud stable members, I can do that too. Or I can bring me a stick. I can bring most anything I want, because you're playing my song when you talk about a Cyclone Stampede. You want to come out here and you want to holler and scream and run your mouth and talk about how bad you are, how you can do this and you can that. You ain't going to do nothing, because I'll guarantee you there's 3 peas in a pod. Jeff Jarrett, John Paul, and Tracy Smothers have got a lot of revenge on you guys, and we're going to take it out on this stampede. And if we're going to get this $10,000, and we might just split it amongst all 3 of us, Eddie Marlin. We could have us one good party on that.
Well, I want to thank both of you. I believe we got your opinion on this stampede. It's going to be a wild one.
Definitely.
John Paul and Tracy Smothers, the Mason-Dixon connection. They've got the CWA tag titles around their waist. It's a non-title match that we go on in today. Expiration of time. Dirty White Boy will be one of their opponents, and his partner will be Brody Chase. Brody Chase out of Paradise City. Dirty White Boy out of Bucksnort, Tennessee. Tracy Smothers out of Springfield, Tennessee. You just saw his farm there. And also John Paul, of course, out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Roger, it's tough to win those tag team titles, even tougher to keep them, and these guys have held on to them for some time now. Speaks highly of them, I think.
Well, they've been together long enough. They know each other's moves, work well together. You see the Dirty White Boy scoop up Tracy Smothers, slams him down on the mat. There is a tag now on Brody Chase. Brody misses with an elbow. Tracy Smothers grabs the left arm, rings it around, tags out. There's John Paul. Boy, they tag in and out so well.
They do. One of the secrets to their success, when you can see a great tag team, you're going to see a team that tags in and out at the proper times. Oh, look at this. 1, 2. They got it. Great move by John Paul. And in 34 seconds, Brody Chase, who is the biggest man in the ring of the four of them, weight-wise, finds his own weight used against him as John Paul was able to hold him down for the 3 count. And Dirty White Boy and Brody Chase are in shock right now as they have just been defeated in this opening fall of action. Roger, we'll check our time. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Thanks for joining us today on CWA Wrestling.
A lot of fun. Hope to be back soon.
All right. We'll be looking for you next week. Until then, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.